Good evening and welcome to the rest of the news. Our special guest this evening is Kelly Curry with the Clark County Tea Party.
Mm-hmm. Clark County Tea Party Patriots. We always have the fifth, because there's Clark County Tea Party Nevada, Arkansas, lots of Clark counties.
Okay. Well, what's going on lately?
Well, I had dark circles probably under my eyes because you and I both just came back from Washington this morning, whirlwind tour for the Audit the IRS rally that the Tea Party Patriots organized.
Right. And they also got into the immigration issue somewhat in that too. How many people did you go up with?
Well, there were 47 of us on the bus. We had some cancellations at the last minute, or I believe we would have filled the 54-passenger bus.
54?
Yes. Yeah. And it was last minute, but the phone calls came in from everywhere, and the emails from Ohio, Michigan, Evansville, Indiana, of course, Louisville, Spencer County. We had quite a variety of people on the bus.
Yeah, I was surprised that, Paul the Patriot is from
Patriot Paul.
Patriot Paul is from Indianapolis. I got
He is amazing. And the people adore him. Oh, you had the
Yeah.
whole group of Japanese tourists. They wanted to, they said $10. They want to give him $10 to take his picture. And he, of course, obliged, free. But yes, he really gets into the role, and people know him. There's he, and then a George Washington that's always at all the rallies.
Yeah, I noticed that there were several people dressed up at these rallies going on. Well, someone told me that the news reported 20,000.
Oh, really? Well, that's good, because Jordan Sekulow of the ACLJ, he is from there. He lives there, of course. Their office is around the corner, and we were talking to him, and he said he'd been to quite a few of the events over the years, and he said this was one of the larger ones that he had seen. I said, well, Jordan, what is your guess off that? He said, well, at least 14,000.
Yeah. I guess that's where I'd heard that was from
I don't
you.
know, but, and, our bus load of 47 people were lost in the swarm.
Yeah.
We couldn't begin to find each other. I was trying, if we had gotten separated.
Well, I think it's important to point out that this was a weekday rally as opposed to a weekend. All the other rallies were weekend rallies.
And last minute.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Why do you think they put it through right at this time? Was there something that pushed them into doing a rally?
Well, I think because, of course, the whole event as it was unfolding, the Ways and Means then had their hearing. And I think it was to let them know that we want them to pursue this. We don't want them to die. You don't hear a lot about Benghazi. You've had your hearings there. And then, of course, Dave Camp, the chairman of the Ways and Means, was one of the speakers and assured us that he was going to follow through on this. So I think that it was just a timing. We needed to get out and while it was still
it was
fresh.
hot. Yeah.
And Becky Garrettson, the Wetumpka Tea Party, their group was targeted. She spoke. She testified in front of the Ways and Means, and she spoke at the rally very passionately and just made you weep. It's just regular Joes.
Is that the one
targeted.
that had been on Glenn Beck's program?
Yeah, I'm sure she had. Yes, I didn't see that, but I'm sure she had. She's the blonde from Wetumpka, Alabama. She gave her story paralleled mine so much so I felt like there was a mirror there. She was talking because, the way she had gone out and organized her tea party was the same way I'd gone out and organized ours. And I thought, well, it just could be me sitting there in our group.
Now, the Ways and Means Committee, that is, I'm getting them confused because we got the IRS scandal and then we've got the immigration situation. Now, the Ways and Means, are they doing, which one are they?
They're the IRS. Our Congressman Todd Young over in Indiana, he sits on the Ways and Means. Very powerful committee, chaired by Dave Camp. But they had interviewed the several mainly targeted groups. Just, last week or week before?
Oh, yeah, they had a lot of people that had been targeted, in other words, Tea Party groups.
Well, there was a Defense of Marriage group
Yeah,
from California.
I remember him.
Trying to think of several of the others. A Right to Life group, she testified. So,
Yeah.
So that whole committee had heard it, and so now where do you go from here? Are they going to just drop it? But no, he came, he spoke to us, and he reassured us. He didn't speak long, but he reassured us that he was going to continue this. So it's up to us to make sure that they do, just like with Benghazi.
Yeah. If they had done that against some liberal group, there would have been much more reaction, I think.
Yes, and I was researching it. The IRS seems to me have been a tool for all administrations since its founding, since its organization. So all the different presidents have used them to target their enemies. And perhaps, back in the day, people didn't know because, media outlets and whatever, there wasn't that communication via the internet. But now we all know what happened. Spread like wildfire. And I think it was multiplied.
Yeah.
The targets were, there's many, many more.
It seems like they kind of blended some of the immigration into this rally.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, Hans spoke from Elizabethtown, and he spoke on immigration. I think the thing about Glenn Beck that struck me, he spoke about civil rights because it wasn't just the Tea Party was religious groups. It was all religions. The Catholics have been attacked. They have until August the 1st to comply with the Obamacare's demand that they incorporate the abortion and everything else. So all of the religious groups are targeted. Tea Party.
Except Muslim.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. From what I gathered, Glenn Beck even said something, and I may not have said it here, and I may have gotten elsewhere, about the Muslims.
They even targeted them.
Yeah. I don't know that, though, for sure. But for some reason, I'm thinking I have
It seems
heard
like
that.
the Muslims stand out as the one that they did not target very
Perhaps
much.
not. Perhaps not.
I mean, it's like, of course, they don't want to make it too obvious, but it seems like,
Or they may target one just to have their sampling.
Yeah.
You know.
just to be their one exception.
But one of our members, and she was on the bus. They'd never been audited, and they were audited just last week. And they are clean, squeaky, clean.
Yeah.
And they said it usually takes about 3 days to do an audit. Her CPA told them. They were gone. They were in there from 9 to 2. But yeah, she was audited. Never been audited.
I know. Well, it seems like anybody that contributed to the Republican candidates are open to that kind of review.
Well, when I ran, I'm elected council member in Clark County, my treasurer, we typed everything beautiful, kept track of more stuff than we ever, because I fully expected.
Yeah,
Fully,
yeah,
no doubt.
yeah. It's a major problem that the government, it just seems like a totalitarian government that wants to target anyone that doesn't agree with them.
Stands in their way.
And tries to eliminate them or somehow do something to hurt their business or more review of their books and all of this auditing and things. It's really, I think it's coming out a lot more. Of course, now if we hadn't had that rally, if you hadn't worked on that, then people would tend to just go to sleep again.
Yes.
The liberals, the media will come out and give them coverage for their issues, but if a conservative wants coverage, you almost have to have 10,000 people all together in order to get media attention.
And the American people have short memories, supposedly. Well, that's why this weekend is our summer fair festival season,
Yeah.
where the small communities around Clark County have their festivals. And so, of course, we're going to utilize your material, your films. We're going to have that. But we're about educating the voters.
Right.
We will be working even more so. I'm so excited. Really, we set up tonight, Friday night, Charlestown Founders on the Square. We've got so much material about the Common Core, of course, immigration, IRS, everything that we're going to be handing out. And it's so exciting because you got to get out and reach the people,
Right.
and you don't want them to forget. And we're even going to make some armbands with the dead from Benghazi, because people forget.
That's a good idea. We'll have to try to do that too.
It's a lot. There's so much. Well, every day there's something new comes at you.
Yeah, there's just one scandal
Switching-
after
yes.
another.
And this one is so. The reason the IRS scandal, I mean, it's going with Obamacare. Oh my goodness, 16,000 new agents.
Yeah, and more. It's like Acorn all over again to me.
It's terrible.
That's what I see in it. Well, so do you think that this rally was primarily to get the word out to the public that there are problems and people are concerned about them, and by getting a large group of people together and taking the trouble to get off of work or whatever and go up there and make a statement? Would you say that's...
Yes, because I think it ties in with Obamacare, which is going to destroy our country. And I think that we have to stop the IRS. We have to rein them in. We need to abolish them. That's what Rand Paul was saying. Let's just fire them all. But we have to rein them in because they're going to be in charge of Obamacare and ensuring
your health is in their
Yes.
hands.
These people.
I mean, if the IRS is going to discriminate against their political enemies, what's to keep them from doing the same thing with Obamacare? Say,
It's-
oh, well, we don't like you, we don't like your values, so we're going to not give you any medicine.
And that's it. That's what's going to happen. It's going to happen. So that's why people have to be informed and rise up. And the 20,000 or however many were there yesterday have to be multiplied. We have to work on getting multiplied every single day. And we're going to start tonight, actually. We hope I have new members at the Tea Party meeting meets 6:30 every Thursday at Silver Creek Middle School in Sellersburg. So even if we get one new face it's one new face.
Here it says, federal agencies subjecting all Americans to phone, web surveillance, except for the Muslims at U.S. mosques. There's such hypocrisy. You got these Boston bombers, and they were told that they were terrorists and tipped off, and yet they didn't follow them, they didn't watch them, and then they blew up all these people in Boston. And now they say, oh, well, we have to get your Verizon phone calls, and we have to get your emails, and we have
Didn't do any good for Boston, did it?
No.
And that's I heard the Commissioner Kelly up in New York, the police commissioner, say that they have cameras that have the availability when someone sets a bag down. This camera will alert them, red flag them. Well, the guy set the bag down. Nobody, their cameras. It just boggles my mind. Nothing works. They're spying on us.
They're spying on us.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about.
Here it says that the federal agencies will monitor your conversations and mine and this listener and everybody, but they don't keep up with the terrorists. And it says here that the Muslims at the mosques are exempt from monitoring. Does that
No.
make any sense?
No, none of it makes sense, actually. The fear of Big Brother. I used to think, well, am I paranoid? Is this,
Yeah.
Orwellian? No. I told our congressman a year or two, maybe even two ago, I can't recall now, I said, my phone, I feel like somebody is bugging my phone. It does these echoes, it clicks, it does all this stuff. And, of course, he kind of laughed at, let me know if they, and it's like I said to him when we went and saw him yesterday, I said, oh, guess what? I said, I
Still
for
doing it.
sure think I'm being bugged now. There's no
Yeah.
doubt.
Well, now we have proof that the
Yes.
government is
All these things.
discriminating against anybody that has political views that are not in line with theirs, which is, that's what the American Revolution was fought over, is freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and all this. Now
Freedom to assemble. Look at that. To
Yeah.
assemble. Look what we went through. Tea Party Patriots. They went through, had to jump through hoops and rope, all these different things, and really didn't know until the last minute that they had their permit.
it's much more serious than the average person realizes. So tell us about your meetings at Clark County Tea
Well-
Party Patriots.
Okay. We started out going to the Jeffersonville Library. We started in the small room. Then we grew to the large room. Then they realized what we were doing and kicked us out one night. They said they had the police come and stand at the door, and we could only have, 25 or something. And 26 would come. Nope, couldn't. So one of the older members would step out so the other guy could step in. And finally, we were like, what are we going to do? We had looked for a private place, a business, something like that. And one of the ladies said, I'll just talk and see if we can get in at Silver Creek. We paid taxes. We're a civic group. The Boy Scouts meet, whatever. And she did, and we got in. We've been meeting this our third year. We meet every Thursday at 6:30. We have speakers, variety of speakers. We have all kinds. We went to the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association convention, met all kinds of people there. Had the John Birch Society guy came. Most of the speakers will travel for free. We usually will try to pass the hat and give them gas money, or if we get enough, we'll give them a hotel. We take them out to dinner afterwards.
Yeah.
That's their passion too.
Yeah.
And they're helping to spread their word. So yes, we have all kinds. Tonight I'm going to recap our trip. Lisa Morris and I and Teresa Blue we founded, three of us. Teresa's the secretary. She keeps track of everything, and she does a great job, and she does a horrible job. I could never do that. And Lisa and I switch moderating because Teresa won't get in front of a microphone. You notice she didn't say anything on the bus, where Lisa and I, we yak the whole time. And we
You did a good job.
Well, I like to get because everybody's frustrated, and they
Yeah.
get in. Lisa's a little different than I. She's more regimented and sticks to the agenda. I'm more of
Spontaneous.
I like to let's get it out. Let's get it out. If we don't, we're gonna bust.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing.
So how do you say Silver Creek?
Silver Creek Middle School on.
Oh, middle school. Okay.
Yes, there's a high school and middle school together, and I think elementary's right there. They're all right there together. You just go down exit 9 off 65, and go down 31, and you can't miss. You go about 5 miles maybe on the left. It's by the tennis courts.
Okay, and 6:30 every Thursday, like
Every-
tonight.
Every
But
Thursday.
of course, this is delayed. This is a recording, so it won't.
Well,
be this-
every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Because
Okay.
people can't come. If you only had it once a month, well, darn, what if you miss them that.
Yeah.
So we just keep having it, keep doing it, and people, you might not see them. Like my one buddy, she was planting and harvesting, so she hadn't come for about 6 weeks. Where have you been? Kelly, I'm a farmer. Oh, that's right, you got work to do, hard work.
Okay. Now, Kelly, here we went over this on the bus this morning, but this is a list of 26 videos that we have produced, basically, a lot of them from this program, and they're about Obamacare, they're about the Muslim Brotherhood and the Muslim terrorists, and here's one from Kitty Worthman, who was in Austria when Hitler took it over, and how he actually convinced them to vote for him.
And I'm sure what she saw is right in line to what's going on right now.
Exactly.
Just right down paralleling.
Exactly. Gun control,
Yep.
all of that came out at the same time. And it's the same thing that we're going through now with, we're going to give you free health care, we're going to give you a job,
Sure.
and we're going to give you free education.
Well, that's what I wanted to segue into the farm bill. That 80% of it goes to food stamps. And then the 20% remaining goes to subsidize big farms, huge agriculture. Jack Benny's estate, I guess he has a farm that he left. And, people that don't, half of them are the Ag Department, Tom Vilsack and his deputy secretary. Their farms get subsidized. It just boggles the mind.
How scandalous the whole thing is. Here's another one on Rabbi Khan and Dr. Ben Carson. Mm-hmm. All of these are free videos that we'd like to send to our listeners if they would call that number 893-2444. Call it right now, and probably somebody will answer. But if there's no one to answer, just leave your name, address, phone number, and what you're calling about, so we'll know what to send you. And we'll send these DVDs out to you right away. Here's more Obamacare. Here's these two ladies that their mothers aborted them, and they lived through the abortion, and now they're telling everyone what their story. And here's some excellent DVDs on evolution and creation.
And you have Common Core.
Yeah, here's Common Core.
I like that. Now, some of these I've seen, bits and pieces, like The Creature from Jekyll Island.
Yes.
Talking about the creation of the Federal Reserve.
Yes.
Let's see, did you have Grinding the Agenda Down?
Oh, Agenda?
I think so, yes.
Agenda. Yeah, now here's Curtis Bauer. He's the one that made Agenda.
Yeah, the Frankfurt School Communities.
Yeah.
Yes, that's excellent too.
Yeah.
I've seen his.
So
the folks call in and they say they want one on whatever subject?
Yes. And if you don't remember what we're talking about here, say, well, just send me the whole list.
Yeah,
and then you can check off and read them over. And the other thing about it is if you go on the website, let's see if I can find that in here. The website, it's not on here. It's therestoftheNewsTV.com.
Oh, yeah. It's all one word, therestoftheNewsTV.com.
Right. If you go on that right now, almost all of these are on that, and you can go in there, and it will have a list of words across the top, and one of them says conservative meetings. It's abbreviated CM, and then it says videos, and you click on that, and you have to wait a minute, actually literally about 30 seconds or a minute for all those DVDs to come up on the screen. But after a few seconds, they'll all populate that screen, and then you click on the one that you're interested in, and it will start playing right there on the website.
Excellent.
And you can see if you like it or what, and then you call that same number, 893-2444, and tell us, and we'll send that out to you right away.
And it would be wonderful if they could host a couple people or a group of their family. That's what we do. We try to have small little parties. One of our members is from Peru, so she likes to have Hispanics come and view the different things, and she can speak to them and help them to understand. It's so important that we reach out. And that's a wonderful tool, by the way. I really like it.
I hope it's free.
Free.
So you just click on it or call us, 893-2444. Tell them, well, I'm interested in videos. I don't remember all he said, but send me the list. So you don't have to remember anything except the phone number, 893-2444. And I'll just mention one other thing. In Florida and Mississippi, they've basically put prayer back in their public schools. So you can do that in your state, like Kelly is going to work on Indiana.
Absolutely.
And we're starting in Kentucky. And it's a petition. And you sign it, get everybody else to sign it. And then we will get the zip codes and find out who the state representative and state senator is for all the zip codes of the people that signed the petition. And then we'll call each one of we'll send a report to each state representative telling them who in their district has signed this petition. And then we can get this in our state and Indiana, and we can get this back in the school. So this is really important. And just say real quickly, this is free too. We'll send you a bunch of this for everybody in your church. And the churches that have handed this out, as people are leaving, you just give everyone that walks out one of these and ask them to put it on their car. You can tape it in the back window, or you can do a lot of things with it. But this is a cultural war, and we need to get our point of view out.
The same woman from Peru, she went and bought signs, yard signs, and bumper stickers. And for over a year, 2 years now, been handing them out. It says, God bless America.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I'll be over here in Louisville, and there's one of Mariana's bumper stickers.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
bumper stickers it's just wonderful. Although a lot of people don't like to put them on their car directly, but you can go buy the 8.5 by 11 sheets of magnet, cut it out, peel it, stick it on there, and then you got a magnet.
Yeah.
Put it right on your car.
Yeah, and then it's easy to get off.
Doesn't hurt it.
And like I was saying, you can take Scotch tape and tape it on the back window,
On the back window.
and then it's easy to get off.
Great advertisement for Jesus, for the Christ, and yeah.
We've got one of those in our parking lot out here that I see it all the time.
That's fun.
Yeah, I've seen
That's
those
good.
bumper stickers. Well, we're about out of time, Kelly, and Kelly Curry with the Clark County Tea Party Patriots.
Correct. And I had people from Nevada come, and they accidentally looking for Clark County Tea Party, and I was able to share Common Core and everything else with them. So they're starting Common. That's lovely. I love the social media.
Yeah, don't forget to call the phone number 893-2444, and we can send you the list. We can send you the DVDs. We can send you the Jesus bumper sticker, and with God's help, we can take our country back.
No doubt.
God bless you, and thanks. Tune in again next week for the rest of the news.
We come here again to declare our independence, to reaffirm our founding principles. We as a nation, in our documents and again today, acknowledge there is a creator. We acknowledge that he gives us certain inalienable rights. We declare that government exists primarily to protect those natural God-given rights. We declare that God has established right and wrong. We declare that he is just, and therefore man must pay for his mistakes either now on earth or through his justice later. But there is no such thing as social justice. Only God can balance things out. And we are bold enough to declare today in this city that we are not God.